Hey folks, hope you're doing well today. To start off, congratulations with the winner of last week's contest. That got sent off yesterday. I haven't replied to his email with his address and stuff, but it did get sent off yesterday. Got some pickups from the past couple of weeks here. It's a good mix of baseball, basketball, football. If you've seen any of my recent videos, you know that I did not go to the Nationals. It always falls around my birthday. So my mom was out here last week for that and to visit with our daughter, her granddaughter, and we had a great visit with her. But the past couple of weeks, I've picked up some great PC items. I was given some great Lifetime PC items from my mom and wife, and I've picked up a few things to sell. But it's, again, a good mix of the different sports, vintage, new, some great stuff. So let's jump into it here. I'll start off with this 2000 Upper Deck Prospects and Pros Marshall Faulk. Faulk, just one of the great running backs, probably one of the best, probably the best to me of the late 90s, early 2000s. But this is an early on-card auto that came out of Upper Deck. Just a good-looking card. The signature goes almost to the edge of the card. It's not off. I have no intention of getting this graded. This is a PC item. I just thought it was a really cool card. I got this for, I think the last one sold in, it was early 2020, early last year, for like $60. And I think I paid $75 or $80 for this. But I thought, and it might have been, might be a little over market. Probably not. But if it is, it's a cool card to me. It has a very clean auto, and I like it a lot. So collect what you like. Got this 2019 Bowman Chrome Marco Luciano blue refractor out of 150, numbered 40 out of 150. I put in an offer for this on eBay, and it got accepted. Or we went back and forth a couple of times, but it got accepted eventually. Got it in the mail. Noticed the guy's name, the seller's name, and he's a guy who's on the Blowout Forum. So I wish I had known it was his eBay account. It's actually a second eBay account, not the one that he lists on the forums. I guess he has an account where he sells like the higher end graded stuff, and then sort of like what Four Sharp Corners and New England Sports Cards, or New England Sports, I forget what it's called, does, where Four Sharp Corners has the main account that sells the graded stuff, and then New England Sports Cards sells the stuff that doesn't make the grade. So this would not get a 10. It's got a print line and I think a little dimple. It's probably a solid 9. It has good corners, but just has some surface defects. But a good card. I'm a big fan of the blue refractors. Probably my favorite parallel, especially on the autoed cards where the blue signature matches the refractor color. But good card. I'll keep that for a little bit until maybe it gets closer for him to get the call up and then sell that. This guy, I got these from different places, but I was going through some Bowman cards that I had ripped maybe like a month ago, and the only auto I pulled was Marcus Smith. And so I decided, I should look at this guy. I've never heard of him, but I should look at him. He's in the Texas Rangers farm system. They have a pretty good farm system. So I looked at him, and he's sort of average for power, but super fast. Out of like a 70 rating, he scored a 70. So it was a 70 out of 70 rating or something on whatever the prospectus was, the scouting report I saw on him. But decided to go ahead and just pick up a couple of him because he's cheap right now. I am fairly confident that he'll get the call up in the next maybe year and a half. So picked up a refractor and 2 orange sapphire autos. And it was funny because I think I set the market on these because I put in an offer on one, and I think it was like $85, and it was accepted. And there was another one that was up for auction. I don't remember which one was which, but ended up winning the other one for like somewhere in the 80 to 90 range. So I think my first accepted buy it now set the market price on that because I ended up getting the second one at auction for about the same price. But got this 2019 Bowman Chrome Purple Refractor, Julio Rodriguez, super sharp. We're PSA open right now. This would definitely be going off, or if they had their lower tier open right now, this would definitely be going off to PSA. Not sure if I'll hold it for a while and send it to them in the hopes that they open up their lower tiers in the next few months, or if I'll just go ahead and send it off to SGC. This is one of the few cards I've looked at where, in my mind, there was no doubt it's a gem mint. But this card, interestingly, And this card, so I purchased this card on July 18th, and I purchased this one on the 20th. On July 20, I think it was the 24th, I'd gotten a shipping notification for this a couple of days later after I purchased it, but it never had tracking associated with it. So I emailed the seller, or messaged the seller, and said, hey, has this been shipped yet? And they replied a few hours later with, yes, it has. And I looked at tracking, and it had gone out that day that I sent the message. So apparently I had to remind them, hey, I won this about 6 days ago. Can you send it out? On July 26th, I messaged the seller of this and said, hey, has this been shipped yet? Because there was no tracking or anything uploaded for it. And I didn't get a response, but tracking did populate that night. So I had to remind both of these sellers, hey, it's been 6 days, ship this. It's a lot of money. I want to get these. Tyrese Halliburton, I've talked about him previously as the guy I think who has the biggest ceiling in the 2020-21 NBA class. I think LaMelo Ball will be great, but I think his prices already sort of reflect that. Tyrese Halliburton is still fairly cheap in my mind, so I decided to put my money where my mouth was. Picked up this red ice. I actually got it for a very good price. I think it was like $40 because the photos were not good. They were sort of at an angle where you couldn't really tell what the top bottom centering was, and it kind of looked like I guess it was the reflection of the light, whatever light that was being used. You couldn't see like the top edge really well in the back, so you didn't know how clean it was. So I took a chance on it, put in a low bid, what I thought was a low bid, ended up winning the thing. It wasn't like a last minute bid or anything, but I came back and it's a super clean looking card, just ever so slightly off centered left to right. But for Prism, it's great centering. The corners look pretty good. This will probably go off to SGC. So I was very happy with that purchase. I got this from an auction. I can't remember which auction house, but DGA, I've never heard of them. Just some cheap, we'll case your cards for $5 type place probably. But Zion, I don't even remember what I paid for this. Maybe $80. That sounds high. I don't know. But it is very clean. I've looked it over. I'm going to crack it out. This will go to SGC. My preference is parallels, but I don't have any Zion prisms right now. It's a little off top to bottom. It looks centered, but it should be a little more that way. But I don't have any Zion. So I said, you know what? If I can pick up even a base Zion sort of on the cheap, I will. So I'll crack this out and send it to SGC. Probably a 9.5, but it's a good looking card. I will save these for the end. From an auction house, I got these two cards, and I think I paid $35 for both. But I got this Upper Deck Legends bat card of Willie Mays. Just a little interesting card. I don't have a patch card. My preference is patch cards if I'm getting a memorabilia card, but I don't have a Willie Mays patch card. So this will tide me over until I can find one. And then I got this Optic Hollow Tom Brady. It's a good looking card. It's very clean. First year in the Tampa Bay uniform, but it's nicely centered again. Panini has a lot of off-centered stuff, so it's nicely centered. I figured that was the bad price. From a seller on the forums, I picked up this lot, and I think I paid about $200 for it, but I had a gold Peyton Burdick, first Bowman Chrome out of 50. I don't know what the value of this is. I haven't looked it up, but it's a super clean card. It'll go off to SGC. Austin Martin Sapphire. Okay centering, not great. Not picking up a ton of his stuff. Again, sort of like the Marcus Smith. He's in the Texas Rangers farm system. He's in a good farm system. Austin Martin's in a good farm system. So it's like, you know what? I'll go ahead and pick this up. My guy from 2021 Bowman is Blaze Jordan, so I'll be picking up some of his parallels probably in the next few months. I got a Jaron Duran, who has not done a ton in the bigs yet, but I have high hopes for him still. Corbin Carroll Refractor 2019, nice card. Anthony Volpe, first edition Bowman, and this Miguel Vargas first Bowman Chrome Auto. He's doing really well, or he was when I purchased this in the minors. So I thought that was a fun little lot. got this beautiful card. I love it. This Dale Murphy Chipper Jones auto, on card auto out of 35. Dale Murphy, when I first started watching baseball, probably around 1989 or 90, I gravitated to Dale Murphy. My dad would talk about how great of a guy he was, how he was well respected. And it killed me when he went to the Phillies. 1991 Topps. He's in a Phillies uniform and he killed me. Chipper Jones, great third baseman. Got to meet him. Pretty nice dude, but this goes along with another third base auto I picked up for the Braves from another auction house, maybe Collect Auctions. This 1958 Topps Eddie Matthews signed. So two great third basemen there for the Braves. And now I'll segue into this next lot. If you saw the segment that I did with Mike Baseball Collector and Josh Rated Rookie back maybe 3 weeks ago during Hobby Palooza, we talked about our top 10 cards, vintage cards that we were sort of chasing for the next year. Not to get all 10, but to focus on getting maybe a few of them. And one that I mentioned was the Nolan Ryan rookie. I have one. It's raw. It's miscut. I wanted a graded one, so I bought a graded one. But there were 3 auctions ending the night that this one ended that were 4.52 in this one auction, and I bid on the wrong one because I was just getting confused with the last countdown because they were both ending around the same time. I do not like the fisheye thing that distracts from the photo. It's fairly nicely centered, well, decently centered for a Nolan Ryan rookie, but the fisheye thing, I don't like it. So I'm going to sell this one. I'm going to pick up a different one. But got the Nolan Ryan rookie. Got this 2018 Select Tricolor Trey Young PSA 10. That's to sell. I don't care for that subset. I did get 3 Tito 6s here of John McGraw. And so this was as a lot. I purchased this as a lot, and I got the whole lot for $2 something. But my hope is that I can sell these 2 to almost cover what this one would cost. This is a good looking card. It's a really clean looking too. I'm a big fan of the portrait backgrounds from the Tito 6 set. Cobb has 2, the green and the red. Walter Johnson has 1. Honus Wagner, obviously. Eddie Plank, Sherry McGee, the error card. Just a lot of good portrait backgrounds. I'm a big fan of those more so than I am the action shots of the finger in the air or whatever. Actually, I think my favorite portrait of this set is Eddie Collins. It's a good looking card. I had it at one point like 20 years ago and I wish I hadn't sold it, but had a hole in it, had a hole right there. But it's a good looking set, those portrait backgrounds. Picked this one up from, don't remember the name of the auction. Cannot remember the name of the auction. Took a while to get here though. Michael Jordan jersey swatch. I'm going to sell that because I got it at a good price. I'm not a big fan, even of MJ. I'm not a big fan of just simple jersey swatches. Like the bat card of Willie Mays. Not a huge fan of bat cards, just bats by themselves. But, to tide me over, I don't need a Michael Jordan jersey card. I'd rather have an 87, 88 Fleer or something for the price of this. But all right, my 2 big purchases were from the Blowout forums, and I'll tell you later what I paid for them because I'm going to try to do with them what I'm doing with the Tito 6s. A person listed these, and I bought them both. I just made an offer on both. They're 2018 Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor, Ronald Acuna Juniors, one a 9.5, one a PSA 9. The 9.5, I think if you cracked it out, there's a chance it would cross to a PSA 10. The centering is it's a minimum gem mint, but the 9 is on the centering, which doesn't matter as much with PSA, and it's not badly centered. It looks pretty good. It does have, I thought it had a little bit of a surface issue, but then I saw the same thing going on this, so I think it's part of the picture. It's a good looking card, really good looking card. So my hope is I'm gonna sell this one. He's out injured right now, but Acuna, Tatis, probably the faces of the MLB moving forward the next few years. If they can stay healthy, they're both out right now. But if I could sell this one to just about pay for that one, I would be extremely happy and hold on to this one for a while. Probably a long-term hold. But two cool cards, Ronald Acuna, like them. Now on to a couple of birthday pickups. My mom, this surprised me greatly because I had not expected any card thing from her, but any sports thing. But she watched the segment with Baseball Collector, Mike Baseball Collector, and she saw my top 10 list, and there were a couple of things that were associated with my dad. He and I started collecting in 1991. He had more or less collected in the late 50s, early 60s when he played Little League Baseball. But his favorite team, since Georgia didn't have a market at the time, his favorite team was the Dodgers, right around the time they moved from Brooklyn to Los Angeles. And his favorite players were Sandy Koufax and Duke Snider. And of the two, I think he liked Duke Snider a little bit more. Duke Snider was on some TV shows that he watched as a kid. I think Father Knows Best, maybe Leave It to Beaver, a couple other things. But my mom, I had she gave me like a little gift bag thing, and it had some little things in it. And at the very bottom was a wrapped, what I could tell was a graded card. And I opened it from the bottom back, I guess, and I saw that it was a Bowman. I didn't see a year on it. So I was like, oh, is this like a 1950 Bowman, Mom? What are you doing getting vintage? And I saw this Snider. I was like, what? This is a rookie? And I looked at the grades like, holy crap. That is an expensive card. Very touching card, considering I guess my association to my dad's association with Duke Snider. And also, I don't have it with me. I wish I had brought it with me. When I was sick as a kid, I wrote him a letter and sent him a baseball. Sent him a baseball. And I always got sick. It seemed like once a year, and it was always over the Christmas holidays, so I never missed school because of it, which annoyed me. But I'd always get the flu in late December. But I was sick one year, maybe I was about 10 years old, 9 or 10, and my dad walks in with a box that looked familiar, and it was the one I had sent the baseball in to Duke Snider, and he opened it up, and there was a little letter, and I don't know whatever happened to the letter. I think my dad probably held on to that, and it's probably lost somewhere. But I still have the baseball. It sits behind my desk in my office, my home office. But got a baseball signed from him in the mail with a nice little letter or note. And my mom picked this up for me, got this off eBay, and I did not realize this is as expensive as it is. Great looking card, presents really well, has a little bit of a dimple up here that you can't even really notice. That's probably what knocked it down from a 6. But it's just a really good looking card. First Duke Snider rookie I've ever had, which actually makes me want to go for the Duke Snider run now. I have a couple of 50s and 60s, but I might just do a little Duke Snider run. It's not a super expensive. They're not super expensive cards. Good player, undervalued player. I think he had the most home runs of the 50s or something. He has some record for the 50s. Had a pretty high OPS too. I think his career OPS was like a 920 or something like that. But great card. My wife also did a very touching and time-consuming thing. She knows, if you look back in that segment, I had two things I think that really tied into collecting with my dad. One was the Duke Snider rookie that I wanted to go after. Another was completing a 1960 Topps set that I inherited from him and thought that was complete when I got it, but found out it was not. It was missing probably about 30 or 40 cards. He had started putting that set together in the 90s, pre-eBay, so you had to buy the cards individually from auction houses or at card shows. It just took forever. I have a ton of duplicates. But my wife, unbeknownst to me, one day while I was here at work, grabbed the binder and went through, I don't know how long it took, it might have taken her a while, and made a list of all the missing cards. And she went out and individually purchased about 20 of them, which was just super, super sweet. It was touching to me. Gil Hodges, headed by Gil Hodges, who probably should be in the Hall of Fame. And then we got a Robin Robertson here and Red East and some other ones. And there's about 20 cards. And we're going to sit down sometime this week and put these in the binder together. But that was touching to me when I sort of found out about it before because I saw she had a bunch of envelopes sitting in her desk. We have sort of a his and hers desk thing. We shared the office space. so we each have our own desk. But I saw it sitting in our desk. Like, why you got so many envelopes in here? And she had been trying to. She told me she was having a hard time keeping my birthday present from me, so she just went ahead and spilled that she was buying these cards. But yeah, she would go on eBay, and I guess I'm hoping, or I guess that she was using the dollar eBay envelope thing to cut down on shipping, maybe. But I thought that was super sweet, and they're pretty good condition. They're nice condition cards for the most part. So we're going to go in and put these in the binder together. And it was just a great thing that she did, and I really appreciated it. She's a great wife. And that is it. Those are the pickups for the past couple of weeks. Some fun stuff, some touching, sentimental stuff. I had a great couple of weeks. I've enjoyed watching all these videos from the Nationals. I hope to see some of you folks there next year. So we're planning on going up. My wife might go with me. She probably won't go to the show. She might go to the show if I can get her a ticket or something for a few hours. But she asked, how long would you be at the show? Like 3 or 4 hours? I said, because we were thinking about flying up one afternoon or evening, having an entire day there, and then flying out sometime the next day. And I said, no, probably like 8 or 10 hours, and she couldn't believe that. So she might go out to do some day tours or some sightseeing. She might go drive up to Philadelphia or something. But yeah, got some great stuff. I'm loving the videos that I'm watching coming out. But hope you folks are having a great time, great day. Until next time, see you soon. Bye.